locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Lana is the best. Lana number one. Lana is the best. Lana number one. Yay!
What is that supposed to be?
Huh?
What is that supposed to be?
That's the song that Rusev sings for his wife, Lana. And the crowd, they join in on the chant.
Is English his first language?
No. He's Bulgarian.
It sounds like it. You were doing a very good impression of somebody whose English was not their first language.
He will destroy you. He will crush you.
Yeah.
Machka.
I think after a quick conversation with me, you're the one getting crushed. As usual.
Give me a break.
As usual.
Whatever, wise guy. Welcome back to Duke Loves Rasslin, the show where we cover all things pro wrestling and everything else. And I say we, not because I'm French.
Because you got a frog in your pocket?
Well, could be. But because I'm joined by my illustrious producer / co-host, the Boston bad boy, Iron Mike Pelosi.
Don't bring me into this.
I have to.
Don't bring me into this.
See that?
Keep me out.
Listen, because we talk about a little bit of everything in this place, I had to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I had to let the fans know. Because, we got people wanting us to talk about animals and all kinds of nonsense.
Well, yeah, I'm glad
Boogie
we
Nights, Buck Out, or whatever the heck his name is.
We need to put a squash on all that.
Yeah, so, we talk about a little bit of everything, folks, as you know. Speaking of which, how about that Super Bowl?
Yeah, far be it from me to congratulate you on being right.
Yeah,
but
I was very right.
I have to say, I like an underdog. I always like an underdog. Let's put the Patriots aside, okay? Yeah, the team never won before. I know that the fans are, the best fans in the world. But you had the old guy, 99 years old. You never seen them win. You know what? Let them win. Who cares?
Well, no one let them do anything. They won fair and square.
Well, I do have to wonder. Again, I don't know anything about sports. I know less about regular sports than I do about wrestling. How is someone the greatest of all time if they're beaten by a backup quarterback? Explain that to me.
That's a great question.
Explain that to me.
It's a great question.
Because we live in a world of what have you done for me lately, right?
Yep.
So if lately you've gotten beaten by a backup quarterback,
what does that say
however
about
well they did it,
yeah.
What does that say about you?
Huh, Thomas? Thomas Bunchen?
I wasn't naming names.
No, but Thomas Bunchen is his name. Huh? You see that? His wife said that he can't throw the ball and catch it himself.
They tried it, though.
Well,
what was that?
And he failed.
Again, I don't know a lot about it,
well,
right?
He tried to do what she told him to do.
Well, he tried to do the Bugs Bunny move.
Yeah.
The throw and the catch.
Yeah.
What is that about?
But you know who did it? Nick Foles.
I got to tell you. Right. So that trick play happened, then it was shortly after that the Eagles did the trick play that worked.
It worked.
Beautifully choreographed.
That's right.
They weren't expecting that kind of mustard.
Nope.
So what I was saying was, I'm watching the game. I went to a get-together just because there was food and booze.
Sure.
Again, I'm not really watching the game other than to see what's going to happen. Whatever. So watching the game, it's going in, thinking, well, there's an inevitability when you watch the Patriots because there's a clockwork method they do. Then all of a sudden they pull this a Ringling Brothers move, and it blows up in their face. Like Icarus, they fly too close to the sun. And and I said to myself, this is it. Hubris is going to get them.
Uh-oh.
Hubris.
Uh-oh.
They tried to turn Tom Brady into a effing receiver. Why?
He can't catch. With a bad hand.
Bad hand, but why? Why? Why not do the thing that you're supposed to do, which is that clockwork, throw it to Gras.
Win the game.
Just because they wanted to be flashy.
Yep.
Don't be flashy.
Yep.
Just do the mechanism.
The Patriot way, huh? Yeah.
You got a mechanism, and you know what? They wanted to look like heroes.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
Yeah. They look like losers.
The duck boats are still in the garages.
That's right. So, look, take that, Kenny Young from WZLX in Boston, okay? Take that, Hoops. In fact, you know what? She had that baby on, right?
Baby
Hoops.
I think it was. I think the baby belongs to her. I don't think it was a random.
Whatever, baby Hoops, and he was talking all that mess in the background last week. So I have the young man on the line right now, and he's going to explain himself.
What do you mean you have a guy? It's a baby, like a little tiny baby. You don't have him on the phone.
No, you heard me right, Boston bad boy. Okay, all the way from the West Coast Baby Hoops, welcome back to the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. And you know something? Let's just get right straight to the point here, Jack, because I'm not going to play any games with you. After the nonsense that you talked last week, okay? I want you, Baby Hoops, tell the entire world what happened to your New England Patriots this past Sunday. Why did they lose the Super Bowl? Whoa. Hold on a second now there, Baby Hoops, okay? You can't blame the refs for that game, okay? The Patriots had plenty of opportunity to win the game, and they just blew it. Sir, there's no need for you to raise your voice at me like that, okay? I'm just trying to have a conversation. All right, that's it. I'm done, okay? If you're going to keep acting like a child, then I'm done. No, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to have an adult conversation.
But it's a little baby.
Well, it's clear that he's like a Patriots fan. He's nothing but a crybaby, okay? That's it. I'm done with Baby Hoops.
Are you insane? What is wrong with you?
Listen,
First of all, you're arguing with not only a child, an infant, like a month-old infant.
Sir. You got to understand something about me, Boston Bad Boy.
I understand.
And all the listeners need to
understand you've hit a new low, and that's all I need to understand. You've hit a new low, and you've completely lost all credibility.
Sir, I have a reputation to uphold, okay? I have a reputation in these streets.
Of arguing with babies?
I can't have anybody, including Baby Hoops, disrespecting me, okay? Especially when he's a stinking Patriots fan, and he's going to sit there and yell at me on my show, on the Duke show. It ain't going to happen.
I don't know who has a fuller diaper, the little baby or you, because the two of you are crazy. The both of you, and you're arguing with a child. It doesn't need to happen. And by the way, you're a Dallas fan, aren't you?
Don't disrespect my Dallas Cowboys, please. Just don't do that. Don't do that.
Why don't you start bubbling like a little baby?
Give me a break. And Baby Hoops, once again,
the last time
Dallas
had a shot at Super Bowl, you had hair. So, I mean, there's a long way to go back for that.
It's time to run the ropes. It's when I educate this knucklehead Boston Bad Boy in the top 5 stories in the world of professional wrestling. Let's go. Mixed Match Challenge continues to be successful. Boston Bad Boy, the Mixed Match Challenge, which is on Facebook exclusively, right? 20-minute show. That's all it is.
All right.
Where they pair up stars from SmackDown Live and Raw together, male and female, going up against each other there on teams.
All right.
So you got one male and female team versus one male and female team every week. It's awesome. 6 million viewers already.
That sounds low.
In 3 weeks? Are you kidding me?
Are you saying 6 million total overall, or like for each viewing?
6 million.
Okay, that didn't answer my question. 6 million as a collective, or 6 million each episode?
That's 6 million as a collective. That's not low.
It is kind of low.
No, that's definitely not low. That's for a 20-minute thing that's only on Facebook. That's pretty high.
I don't know. Like the Steven Tyler commercial from the Super Bowl had like 128 million views.
Okay,
as of the next day.
That's a commercial. No, you got to understand something. These are unique viewers.
Yeah,
this isn't who watched it over and over again.
Who's watching it over and over again?
Me? What are you talking about?
Well, again, as we realized a few minutes ago, you have completely lost your mind because you argue with babies.
Baby Hoops, don't play games with me, Jack. You don't raise your voice at the Duke on the Duke show, okay? Shout out to the Mixed Match Challenge. Jason Jordan undergoes neck surgery. Can you believe it? The guy's having the time of his life.
Okay.
He has the angle where he's Kurt Angle's son.
Oh, right. This stupid story.
Stop it right now. The kid's been doing well, but he injured his neck. Yeah. It's been getting thrown around a little bit too much.
You've been a pain in my neck for a long time, so I know how it feels. I have sympathy for him.
Well, he's going to be out for about a year.
Hey, can I get that deal?
Yeah, let me break your neck.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, Baby Hoops can co-host the show. And you know what? It'd be a lot more fun for me.
Rude. Women's Elimination Chamber Sunday, February 25th. So listen to this. The Elimination Chamber, right? Mm-hmm. It's this huge cage match.
All right.
And the cage, it has a top over it.
Okay.
So you got Bailey, Sasha Banks, Sonya, Mandy, Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss, who's a champion.
All right.
They're all in the same cage match.
All right.
Only one winner is going to win the title.
Okay.
And this is the first ever women's elimination chamber. How awesome is that?
Well, I guess it's a step in the right direction. Anything they can do to, divert from all these allegations of misconduct by the heads of the WWE when it comes to their relations with women, I think that, it's good. I think it needed to go there anyway. I think we're a little late to the party here, but progress is progress, and who am I to look at in the face?
I'm glad it meets your standards there.
Well, it
Boston
doesn't
bad
quite
boy.
meet my standards because it should have happened 10 years ago, but you know what? If it happens, it happens. They deserve a shot, and let them take it.
You're going to love this. Bring John Cena to your prom.
How old of a man is he?
Cena? He's like 41,
40-something.
42.
Right? Okay. Because that's not creepy at all.
Well, listen. If you go over to the Kathy Lee and Hoda Facebook page and submit a creative video inviting John Cena to, quote, crash your prom, got to be over 17 years old and a high school senior.
I certainly hope so.
But if you win, John Cena will crash your prom because he didn't go to his own prom, so he's going to go to yours.
Two things.
Uh-oh.
The first thing is that's never going to work because you can't wear dungarees to a prom. That's number one. Number two, where do I enter the contest to keep Vince McMahon away from the high school prom?
Stop it right
Because I think that
Stop
knowing
it.
what we know now, there's a
Stop
good chance that it wouldn't
Don't
go
talk
over
about
too
my
well.
friend like that.
I'm just saying, I don't know if these guys want to be creeping
Don't be
around
saying.
underage girls.
Don't
I
be
think it's
saying.
not good.
There's never been
I
an
don't
allegation.
think they should be
There's
around.
never been an allegation of Vince McMahon with anyone young. Don't start that crap.
Listen, there hasn't been an allegation yet. And that's all we need.
Are you going to make it up?
I'm not going to make anything up. I said allegation, but you never know. It's the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of momentum going on with this stuff lately. Is it just magic that it all started in the last 6 months? Is all these things happening? No, because people are feeling empowered to speak up as they should, and they're going to speak up as they should. And you know what? Here it comes for Vince McMahon.
You take something that was a good story about John Cena going.
There are
to
no
a
good stories
kid's
about John Cena.
prom,
They're all boring.
and you turn it into something negative. And I'm just through with you already. The number one story in the world of professional wrestling is Vince McMahon takes a lesser role in WWE.
A big surprise, because that had nothing to do with what I was just talking about, does it?
No, it doesn't actually.
Why? Why
Because
now?
He has the XFL. Okay?
Oh.
He's going to do something a little
How
different.
convenient he
Take
has
on new challenges.
How convenient he has a useless hobby and pastime with a useless tax-dodging corporation they've set up that isn't going to amount to anything. Because football is already past peak. The NFL's ratings are falling through the floor. What makes him think that as a business move, the XFL makes any sense other than Triple H and Stephanie going, we need to dump the old man somewhere because he's going to bring down the whole tent with us in it. And that's what's going on here.
Why are you so negative? Huh?
I'm negative against people who don't behave themselves in society, like Vince McMahon has been accused of. And guess what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. We've seen it over and over again. So, while they are still technically allegations, let's not do the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We all know that's probably, there's no way that happened. Come on.
This is America. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, okay? Why don't you
my
read
God.
the Constitution sometime?
Oh, my
Don't talk
God.
about my friend
What
Vince
kind
McMahon
of-
on some
the
stinking
naivete.
allegations
The
from
naivete.
like 10 years ago.
Oh, because
that
there's a
don't
statute
matter.
of limitation on
Okay?
acting like a dickhead? There isn't.
I'm
There
through with
isn't.
you. I'm
No,
through
I'm
with
through with you.
Yeah.
I'm through with you. I had enough. Because you're going to go and defend this guy. And you know what? My theory about all of this is starting to come together. You're even admitting it by this news item.
Listen, this is just a natural progression.
Oh, yeah,
for-
natural
the
progression.
man is almost 80 years old. He
Oh,
can
yeah, natural progression.
go into the sunset while his family picks up the pieces there. The
You
younger generation.
defend this megalomaniac that has to win, like another megalomaniac who was allegedly the president of the United States. This megalomaniac, Vince McMahon.
He's my friend.
Why is he going to be at the helm of a company that has already failed, and now they're going to do another failing attempt in a market where nobody wants it?
I want it. You've heard what I
Nothing to
think.
say.
No, I have
You
plenty
got
to
nothing to say. You
I have
heard what I
plenty to
said. I
say.
heard what you said,
Yeah.
and it was nothing.
No, it was plenty. Okay? You heard what I think. Now, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a jerk? Maybe something in between?
No, the latter one.
Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin and let me know. There's no ladders here, pal. Okay? There's only shoots. There's no ladders.
Yeah, and you're on the shoot.
Yeah.
Right to the bottom.
Whatever. Up next, we got him. Wrestlezone.com's Lovell Porter.
Somebody said something about fired up. This is Tommy Wildfire Rich coming to you live. You're listening to my man, Duke Loves Rasslin.
All right, finally, we've got someone back on the show who usually knows what he's talking about, although sometimes it sounds like he's talking from the bottom of a well. I hope, Porter, you got yourself situated with technology tonight.
Listen, you're about to catch these hands.
Wow.
Oh, Braun Strowman. Okay.
You know what? Hey, you know what? I just want to let you know something. Before you start making threats against me, I have my invite to the barbecue, and ain't nothing going to jeopardize that.
This is
okay?
true.
So
This
you
is
can
true.
run your mouth all you want.
This is
I'm
true.
going to see Black Panther.
Yep.
I've got my number 3 Popeyes. Do what you will.
See?
But you ain't ruining that for me.
He's in. He's in.
You know what? If you manage to accomplish all that in the brief time that I've known you, all I can do is put my hands up and let you have that.
You know, it turns out it didn't take too much because deep down, I have a connection. I love all people.
He is the jerk, okay? You remember that movie with Steve Martin?
Yeah,
That is the Boston Bad Boy.
I am the jerk, and Duke is a jerk, so it works out well.
See?
I figured you being so closely attached to Duke the Dumpster Drosy over here.
Oh,
Wow.
Negatively affect your inroads for the community, but-
through Duke, I managed to make friends with people within the community who don't dunk their fried chicken into sauces. So that now I'm a legitimate
Porter,
contributing member.
tell this man that you dip. Tell him.
Okay.
Oh,
So I have a confession to make. Up until recently,
Be careful, I will hang up on you.
I was totally against dipping until I accidentally ordered the mashed potatoes from Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like mashed potatoes and I hate gravy. But that
The hell
gravy,
is wrong with you?
Whatever they put in that gravy, it's like crack. Oh my God!
Yes, it's delicious.
But dipping a piece of chicken skin in that is like the best thing ever.
Wait a minute.
He dips.
This is even
He
more
dips.
ridiculous. The world has gone topsy turvy.
Porter
Not
dips
only
his
is
chicken.
he's dipping it in potato. That's not even a sauce. Dude, you're very close to being dead to me. I'll tell you that right
He
now.
dips.
Now you said specifically the skin, so I might be able to give you a pass on that. Duke is going whole piece of chicken in
I
there.
dip. I dip it all.
No,
I dip it all.
Just the skin.
All right. Well,
Whatever
can we
you-
move on to something?
Is this a
that's-
wrestling show or are we talking about
well,
chicken? What's
listen,
going
I
on?
never want to talk about wrestling, but I'm getting a little too upset here and a little hungry, quite frankly.
All right. Well, listen, Porter, since you are the man over there at Wrestlezone.com, let us know here. Ronda Rousey, she interrupted Asuka's victory at the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match there, which was really kind of ridiculous if you ask me. I mean, you had the winner who should have had her moment, but Ronda comes in and steals the thunder. What's been the overall response to Ronda Rousey being in the WWE? And most importantly, has it been good for the company or has it fallen flat?
Okay, so there's two sides to this. As far as the overall, as far as the fans are concerned, based on what I've seen and what I've aggregated from like social media and the conversations I've had, people are medium on it. They're not hot, they're cold, they're kind of in the middle. Everybody wants to see what she's actually going to do. Coming out and smiling a ton and pointing at a sign ridiculously over and over and over again. That's not really giving anybody a taste of what she's actually going to be capable of when she steps inside the square circle. So people aren't upset. They're waiting with bated breath to see how she's actually going to be utilized. From the WWE standpoint, everything they do is to gain mainstream attention. This clearly it was successful as far as this stunt's concerned. They were being covered by every website and TV show was all over the fact that Ronda Rousey signed I think it was a year deal, a full-time year-long contract, or it may have been 2 years contract with the WWE. So as far as the WWE is concerned, they got what they wanted. You have to remember they don't. I don't want to say they don't care about what happens in the arena from a night-to-night basis, but when it comes to big signings and events like this, they don't. They got exactly what they wanted. They got the press. Everybody's watching. Everybody wants to see what she's going to do. Now, for me personally, as I guess at this point you can call me a wrestling journalist. I don't really like that phrase, but I want to say you're right. She stole Asuka's thunder. She didn't just steal Asuka's thunder. She stole the thunder of everybody who competed in the Women's Royal Rumble. I question the decision to have her come out, point at the sign, go sheepishly shake Stephanie McMahon's hand, and not show up again at all. There hasn't been any video packages, interviews. There hasn't been anything. They replayed what happened that night at the Royal Rumble, and we haven't seen no high, no hair of her, and that's not okay. If this is as big of a deal as they're trying to make it out to be, why isn't she on TV?
That's a good question. And just to follow up there, I was on the call this afternoon. It was the quarterly conference call with WWE. They're still working on signing her to a multi-year deal, but they're towards the end of the negotiation. So they have her on a short-term deal right now, but she has at least agreed in principle to stick around for a couple of years.
Wait a minute, back up. What call? You were on a call?
Yeah.
What call?
WWE for the investors, the quarterly conference call.
You were on an investor call with the WWE.
Okay, so just so you know, I am an investor in the WWE. I own WWE stocks.
Well, the truth comes out here.
I am on the calls.
Now, Porter, as
I have a vested interest in the company, okay?
Yourself as an actual journalist, would you not call that a conflict of interest for Duke?
By definition, it is a bit of a...
Thank you very much.
Well, hold on. Vince McMahon's a friend of mine, so what does it matter? What are you talking about?
Here we go.
I got inside info.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is that why you never cover New Japan on your show?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I covered Wrestle Kingdom. That's not true.
Yeah. Well, we're going to look into this phone call a little bit later on, but thank you for clarifying.
Have we seen the last of Ronda Rousey in the UFC if she signs that WWE multi-year deal?
The second she got knocked out the last time, that's when you saw the last of Ronda Rousey.
Wow. Look at
and you know, I know how that sounds, and I just want to preface what I just said. I'm a huge fan of hers. Even with, the last 2 losses she had, I'm always going to ride for her. I like her on a personal level, and I like what she does in the cage. So I want to see her succeed. But obviously, Dana White would have her back in a minute. Of
course.
If it was on the table. I don't think mentally she's going to be able to do it because just her makeup based on what I've read about her and hearing her in interviews and how she reacted to the first loss and how she looked after the second loss. I seriously doubt this is not going to be a Brock Lesnar situation where she dips out and does a fight and then comes back. It's not happening.
Good. I mean, she can make her money in the WWE and modeling and movies and what have you anyway. So she doesn't need to get her face punched in just to make maybe $1 million when she can make $10 million not getting her face punched in. So
exactly, it's smart business.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to other WWE moves. Tell us about this mixed match challenge. I personally think it's great, but what are you hearing on your end about that exclusive Facebook show that WWE just put out?
Surprisingly, a lot of positive feedback. I haven't heard really anything negative other than the fact that some people are still confused as to why it's happening or what the goal is. I know that it's supposed to be for charity and what have you, but I don't know that the WWE has done a good job of communicating that on a regular basis. What's the point of this thing? Why should we care about it? Why are you putting your people together? That kind of a thing. But overall, the reaction has been positive. It's specifically, I think it was the pairing of Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. People can't get enough of that. And if you've watched it, you can understand why. For some reason, those two have an insane amount of chemistry. I'm totally against romance angles, and I don't want Braun Strowman anywhere near any of those types of storylines. So I wouldn't suggest that they put him in something like that with her. But with them wanting to promote the mixed match challenge, maybe it may be a good idea for when he's storming backstage about to go yell at Kurt Angle or do whatever. Maybe he walks by Bliss and they exchange a look. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
That's
sure.
it. Just a look. That's all it has to be. He doesn't have to write her poetry, or there doesn't have to be a stupid backstage segment where they go out on a date or anything like that. But just have some connectivity between all of the shows, and it just makes sense. Explain
to the Boston bad boy the fact that Facebook has tapped into the latest wave in entertainment viewing where folks, because they're spending so much time on Facebook anyway, they can now watch their favorite exclusive shows on there as well. Because the Boston bad boy doesn't seem to get this concept.
No, well, you know what it is? And because, once again, you try to act smarter than you are, okay? It's an ongoing theme here. Because here's what it is. Facebook is already past peak, okay?
Here we go.
Facebook is a cheap way for places like the WWE and other companies who want to test out moving more into this platform, and the platform being, online, exclusive online only content. Facebook, this is not going to be the end of it. This was just the beginning of it. And they'll find a better way and a better venue and a better app and a better platform overall to do this kind of stuff.
They already have their own network.
Exactly right. So this was
they don't
testing
need
a new
Facebook. They're just doing it just to do it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. As soon as your Nana is on Facebook, as many of our Nanas are, it's past peak.
I don't know about that.
So while this was an interesting stunt, like I think the Ronda Rousey thing is, while this is an interesting stunt, I think that they're just trying to prep, and they're using it as practice. And what they're doing is taking the information they're learning from something like this Facebook thing. They're going to apply it to their own platform and bypass Facebook the same way they're going to bypass pay-per-view eventually.
Tell him he's wrong, Porter.
I'd like to.
Good. Do it.
But no, hold on. you may very well be right.
I'm always right.
No,
but the thing of it is there has been rumblings with the TV contract that WWE has with USA coming up soon. A lot of people are, they're saying that the real reason why they're doing this Facebook thing is they're testing the waters to actually move their TV shows to that platform.
Can it sustain? Can it sustain totally digitally?
I mean, I don't see why not. Everybody has the people who watch the TV show have access to Facebook
of course.
And things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wave of the future. So for me personally, I don't know how they're going to be able to monetize it in the way that they do the ad revenue that they get from USA and the money they get from USA. But it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to completely move to that platform.
If I were them, and I said, we're gonna move to a completely digital platform. Everything we're gonna do, we're gonna stream it live on our digital service. We'll just insert the commercials in. We'll cut USA out, the middleman, talk to the advertisers directly, and just insert the commercials into the stream the way you would do it if you were on television. And guess what? Now it's 100% profit right into their pockets. No middleman, no network, no pay-per-view, no BS.
Yeah, but if somebody's going to pay you to put some content, this isn't even their best content.
No, but what I'm saying
this is some content.
In other words, USA gets money from their sponsors, who they insert into the programming. They take that money and pay WWE for the programming.
Sure.
Cut all that out. Why doesn't WWE can hire a staff of 100 people that can put together an advertising wing, which they probably have some form of that already, and just say, you know what, we'll go to American Airlines ourselves, we'll go to Pepsi, we'll just do commercials in our stream, which we can then give these advertisers a deal on, which they don't have to deal with middlemen, and we can give them direct streaming numbers and a captive audience.
It'll never work. They will always put some content elsewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Netflix. I think Netflix is proving that model wrong because they're doing exclusive content only on one platform that people are watching.
But they're not beating HBO.
They don't need to.
What?
They don't need to.
This is the WWE you're
they don't
talking
need
about.
To.
Okay, the WWE.
Yeah, they're already a small drop in the bucket when it comes to entertainment.
With everyone.
Mommy and daddy are fighting.
They're competing with everyone. They're not just competing with one thing here or one thing there. Every form of entertainment.
What Duke doesn't understand is that his interests and hobbies are not the world's interests and hobbies.
All right. Tell him
and he doesn't
wrong,
know
Porter.
how the world works.
Tell him he's wrong, Porter.
I'm in such an awkward position right now.
All right. You know what? You're being useless.
See, here's the thing, right? If that was the case, why haven't they already done that with the network?
Exactly.
Because
Go ahead.
The technology is still evolving so quickly. Why would they invest in some sort of a platform, which would be a huge investment technologically for them? Why don't we test it on the existing platforms and do our research there, and then we invest in the thing that becomes the next stable thing?
But what I'm saying understand about that?
But like as Lovell said, can we do only platform, not traditional media?
No.
Yes.
No.
Because everybody else is moving that way.
No.
The CBS.
Your nana doesn't have the WWE network.
The CBS company, the Columbia Broadcasting System, has plans within 10 years, or probably sooner, to completely remove broadcast television from what they do. They are the Columbia Broadcasting System. They're going to not broadcast. They're going to be 100% streaming. So let me tell you, that's where it's going for a big company like that. The WWE, which is a much smaller operation that is pretty savvy from what they've done already, they can get a head start on
I got plans to go home and have a ham sandwich. If I have turkey instead, so what? Okay?
What the hell are you even talking about?
My point is, plans change.
It doesn't matter. You're going to dip that sandwich or food into some horrible dip anyway and ruin it. So I don't even know what the F you're talking about. He hung up on us.
Well, that's because you were sitting there arguing with me.
I blame you.
Stop arguing with me.
I blame you. We have guests on the show. And
you're wrong. Stop arguing with me.
All right, so can we just move on here? Because you're talking about food again. And I didn't want to talk to him. He's not even siding with me like he's supposed to.
You know what? It's a new year, Boston bad boy, and you've changed, okay? New year, new you. I don't necessarily know if it's for the better either.
No, I feel great.
Okay? I don't know about that. We've been getting messages from all of our fans and what have you, and they've been asking, what's been going on with the Boston bad boy?
I got everything you want.
I don't know. I want you
know what?
To tell the fans what the hell your problem has been this year, because you've changed a little bit there, pal.
Call me Grey Poupon, because I'm bringing the mustard. All right? That's what happens here.
Buddha,
okay?
Here we go.
That's what happens here. So I think I sound fine. But you know what? You're right. You might be onto something. For years, I've had a problem with a lot of things. And one of those things is pro wrestling. And one of those things about pro wrestling, I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was for a long time. And I grew up watching guys like Hogan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, $1 Million Mayor, Ric Flair, your personal Lord and Savior. And I've always been entertained by them. And being on a show and talking to guys like Rudy Gonzalez and Steve Cox and Dusty, I realize it's not the wrestlers I have a problem with. Because wrestlers have always been wrestlers. No. It's the subhuman fans. These people have an opinion on everything. People have an opinion on I sound different. I don't care what they have to say. You and your little Johnny Acne face, okay, and his pizza face friends, they piss me off because they're not fans of anything. They're pissants is what they are, okay? They don't want quality. They don't want a good gimmick. They don't want a solid match that they have to think about. They don't want a subtle joke. They want flashy stuff. And even when they get it, they want to complain about it. They want to be thought of as cool because they go online and they're little keyboard warriors arguing with wrestlers. I have wrestlers' phone numbers right now on my phone from doing this show. How many have I called? 0. Because I don't need to argue with these people. They're working like everybody else. You want to chant, this is awesome, and flippy moves. I despise you, each and every one of you. You are the reason I have a problem with pro wrestling. You are the reason I don't watch it. And you know why? Because I know it pisses you off that I don't watch it, and I have a podcast, and you don't. So I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to defend the wrestlers. Not only because they can beat me up, but because it's the right thing to do. They're out there putting their asses on the line, and you're doing nothing. And so for you so-called fans, I'm your worst nightmare, and I'm Duke's worst nightmare, and I'm going to continue to be. And that's all I've got to say about that.
This is former WWE superstar Al Snow and magician to the blind. You're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Any idea what just happened?
What just happened was you hung up on us.
I did. I didn't press anything.
Listen, I know when we argue, you get a little upset and you get scared, and sometimes you drop your phone.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We still love you.
Yeah.
And I think Duke had one more question for you.
Yeah.
Even though I don't care about this stuff, please.
Well, Porter.
Obviously. Yeah.
Porter, first of all, I apologize to the Boston Bad Boy. He's lost his mind this year. He's turned into a different person. I don't know if it's not for the better. But Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh, that it is.
And you're not only are you a father,
which
means that you've had relations with a woman, which is amazing.
Which is more than we can say for Duke.
Well, don't be rude. But you actually have been married for a number of years. Right. So we got to come to a guy who's been there and done that. For all of our listeners out there who are trying to impress their sweetheart for St. Valentine's Day, what does Lovell Porter, what kind of advice do you have for all of our humanoid listeners?
You know, I hate it when you spring questions like this on me and put me on the spot. Okay, so let's see.
Foot massage, obviously, to start things off.
Could be a foot massage.
That happens towards the end of the night. You know, I find that one of the biggest issues women have with men is what? They claim we don't listen.
I'm sorry, what?
They claim we don't listen. I see what you did there. They claim we don't listen, and you know why is that an issue for most women who are in relationships? That's because as men, you know, spoiler alert, we actually most times we're not listening. You know, we're all guilty of this. I'm guilty of it. I'm sure Duke, when a woman decides to actually give him the time of day, I'm sure he's guilty of it as well.
Don't be rude.
To be fair, I don't listen to him either. So,
well, I mean, you two are basically married, so it makes sense.
In Massachusetts, it's allowed, so it's okay.
That's right. It's legal.
That's very true. So why not use that as a tool to get over on Valentine's Day? You know, we have side conversations with our significant others. We hear them on the phone with their girlfriends. We hear them interact with other people. Just listen. If your wife or a girlfriend says, hey, you know, there's this nail salon downtown that I really want to go to and I haven't had the time, I don't have the money, blah, 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 blah. Pull out your phone and immediately make a note of it. Make these notes throughout the year. So when it comes to things like Valentine's Days, birthdays, you can just, pull out your phone. She said back on October 14th that she really wanted to do this thing, and she still hasn't done it. Yeah. So on Valentine's Day, you spring it on her.
See, I don't know about that, because here's the thing. Women aren't dumb, as we know. And they're going to manipulate this situation. They're going to start dropping these things that are exorbitant. They're going to be dropping these things, and then as soon as you pull out your phone to write down the note, they're going to say, why are you on your phone? Okay, so sometimes you just can't win.
He's cheap.
First of all, if your wife is questioning you every time you pull out your phone, there's a problem there.
Well, first of all, I don't have a wife, so I think I'm way ahead of the game to begin with.
What do you call Duke?
Well, I usually say bitch, but I don't like to swear on this show.
Hey, keep it PG. Jesus.
But I say all that to say is that if you can surprise your significant other, whether it be your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, if you can surprise them with something that they said in passing that they really wanted, if you surprise them with that one thing that they didn't even directly ask you for, that shows them that A, you're paying attention, and B, that you care, even if you really don't.
Porter, I wonder if you know what you're talking about. I mean, you are married, but I'm starting to feel like you kind of just tripped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it was,
obviously.
It was
he
a mistake
married up.
that it worked out. Yeah. It's what it is. Porter, what are your websites there? Folks want to read some of your material. Where do they find you at?
Well, best place to find me is if you just go directly to Wrestlezone.com. I'm all over that site. I handle all of the WWE live coverage, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, special events, and so forth. So you can follow me there. I'm actually working on a super secret project called BlackRabbit.com. I won't go into details about that right now, but that will be launching soon. So you can find things not wrestling related there.
It's not going to be a website for you giving out romantic advice, because that wouldn't be very good, judging by this conversation.
Listen, you say that, but trust me, it works.
Wow. And if fans...
I wouldn't say that if I haven't put it in practice and had some, let's just say this is a PG show, very good responses based on it.
Listen to this guy.
Look at this guy. Putting himself over.
Yeah, what about your Twitter?
Going himself over on Valentine's Day.
Just call me Barry Horowitz.
Slap yourself on the back. What about your Twitter, Porter, real quick?
Oh, I'm at Above Average LLP.
There you go.
His name is Lovell Porter. He doesn't usually know what he's talking about, but take his advice anyway.
I love you too, dude.
The thing that kills me is that you can't even control yourself, okay?
What do you mean
you sit there and you upset the guests. Porter hangs up on us.
All of a sudden, he's a guest. You know what? You don't even want him on this show,
no,
and now
really
he's a guest.
But still.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever
suits you.
Listen, he does the writing for Wrestlezone.com.
Yep.
I got to maintain a relationship with them because Nick Hausman, it's a thing that we have going on here.
You got something going on.
I like to keep my status up there with the big shots. You can't be upsetting the guests, okay? Like I said, it's this new year, new you crap that you've been going on here. And by the way, hold on a second. By the way, this thing with the fans, you call them subhuman and all that stuff, it's a little harsh.
Have you seen wrestling fans
I go to
other
wrestling
than yourself?
events.
All right.
I go to wrestling events.
Do you put a blindfold on?
Oh, come on.
What's wrong with these people?
There's nothing wrong with them. They're passionate, okay?
All right, first
Have
of all.
some.
First of all, how many teeth altogether would you say is in an average wrestling event? Other than your own.
I just
other than
don't
your
even
own
understand
teeth.
this guy right
These
now,
people,
folks.
first of all, when you combine all the exposure that the WWE gets on all the different various, you get your internet and everything now on TV. People just sit on their couches with their ass imprint in it, and they stuff their faces with high fructose corn syrup, and they're uneducated, and they want the lowest common denominator product. And all it is ruining wrestling like it's ruined regular television. We're stuck with reality TV now because it doesn't require you to think. We were talking, you and I actually had a conversation the other day about an old episode of All in the Family that touched upon a huge amount of social issues back. That was probably 1974, 75. Network television show in prime time, All in the Family, Archie Bunker, for those kids who don't remember these things, was a groundbreaking sitcom because it touched upon a lot of social things. And in the 5-minute clip that we were discussing, they hit everything. All kinds of social issues, injustice, with comedy. But you know what? You had to have half a brain to understand it and to see that this satire was actually talking about very important issues. Idiots now and people who take that idiocy to wrestling, they've got nothing. They want to be spoon-fed by flippy moves,
All
and they
right.
want to be spoon-fed by
All right.
total divas,
You're being
stuff that you
derogatory.
watch.
You're
It's
being
unbelievable.
derogatory.
It's
You're being
disgusting.
derogatory.
It's stupid.
You're being derogatory,
It's the
and
truth,
I don't
and the
know
truth
what your
hurts
problem is.
when you don't like it.
Is it because you don't have a Valentine? Is that what your problem
You know
is this
what?
week?
I got 99 problems, but a Valentine ain't one. I'll tell you that right now. And on that note,
Mr. Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Rasslin.
Thank you to Lovell Porter from Wrestlezone.com for joining us this week.
save the show because you had nothing to say.
Give me a break. Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin. Let me know what you think of the show. I got to get out of here because the Boston bad boy, he's just in a bad mood.
I don't even want to know about Valentine. Why you yell at me about talking about stupid things that isn't wrestling related?
Valentine's
and now
Day
you're
is
talking
not
about
stupid.
Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day is not stupid. Don't be rude.
It's
okay?
a made-up holiday.
Don't
it's
be
a
rude.
Hallmark
All
holiday.
right? Keep it up, man.
It's a fake holiday. Like this podcast is a fake